Jai Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nitya Vishtam Vishnupad Paramahansa Privrajgacharya Stautar Sata Shishya My Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Nitai Gau Premanandi Hari Hari Bol Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadeshatarane Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Together Narayanam Namaskritya Narang Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswating Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Daily Bhagavatam. They have your daily vitamins. We have our daily Bhagavatam. That's our vitamin. Keep you strong. So reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 51, the deliverance of Muchukunda. We have text 13 through 19. I'll do alone until 19. Not alone, but just me. Shirajo vacha ko nama na puman brahman kasya king virya evacham kasmad guhang gata shishye king tejo yavanardhanaham. King Parikshit said, "Who was that person, O Brahmana? To which family did he belong? And what were his powers? Why did that destroyer of the barbarian lie down to sleep in the cave? And whose son was he?" Shri Shuka vacha sa īśvaku kule jato mandatritanayo mahan muchukunda iti kyato brahmanagya satya sangraham. Shukadeva Goswami said, Muchukunda was the name of this great personality who was born in the Īśvaku dynasty as the son of Mandata. He was devoted to Brahminical culture and always true to his vow in battle. Sa yachita suraganar indradyar atmarakshane asurebhya paritrat tad rakshang karo chiram. Terrorized by the demons, Muchukunda defended them for a long time. Labva guhang sa svapalang muchukundang atabruvan rajan vira matang krichrad bhavana paripalanat. When the demigods obtained Kartikeya as their general, they told Muchukunda, "O king, you may now give up your troublesome duty of guarding us. Naralokang parityajya rajyang nihita kantakam asman palayato vira kamas te sarva ujitaha." Abandoning an unopposed kingdom in the world of men, O valiant one, you neglected all your personal desires while engaged in protecting us. Sutta mahishyo bhavato janatyo matya mantrinaha prajascha tulya kalina nadhuna shanti kalitaha. The children, queens, relatives, ministers, advisors, and subjects who were your contemporaries are no longer alive. They have all been swept away by time. So we can recite together. Kālo balīyān balinām bhagavān īśvaro vyayaḥ prajāḥ kālayate krīḍan paśu-pālo yathā paśūn kālo balīyān bhagavān īśvaro vyayaḥ prajāḥ kālayate krīḍan paśu-pālo yathā paśūn kālo balīyān bhagavān īśvaro vyayaḥ prajāḥ kālayate krīḍan paśu-pālo yathā paśūn. īśvaro vyayaḥ kāla, time, balīyān, more powerful. Balinām, than the powerful. Bhagavān īśvaro, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Avyayaḥ, inexhaustible. Prajāḥ, mortal creatures. Kālayate, causes to move. Krīḍan, playing. Paśu-pālaḥ, a herdsman. Yathā, as. Paśūn, domestic animals. Translation and purport by the followers of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Inexhaustible time, stronger than the strong, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Like a herdsman moving his animals along, He moves mortal creatures as His pastime. Purport. The universe is created to gradually rectify the contaminated souls trying to exploit material nature. The Lord moves the conditioned souls along according to their karma through the various stages of spiritual rectification. Thus the Lord is like a herdsman. The word paśu-pāla literally means protector of animals, who moves the creatures under His protection to various pastures and watering spots in order to protect them and sustain them. A further analogy is that of a doctor who moves the patient under his care to various areas of a hospital for diverse kinds of examination and treatment. Similarly, the Lord brings us through the network of material existence in a gradual cleansing process so we can enjoy our eternal life of bliss and knowledge as His enlightened associates. Thus, all of Muchakunda's relatives, friends, and co-workers had long ago been swept away by the force of time, which of course is Kṛṣṇa Himself. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is another wonderful pastime of the Supreme Lord. Krishna's protecting the inhabitants of Mathura, and this Kalayavana appears with so many soldiers. He heard from Narada Muni, who is this Krishna? So when he saw that Krishna describing very beautifully his yellow cloth and his lotus eyes like the petals of a freshly blooming lotus flower, the Kaustubha Mani gem is there, Srivatsa, the earrings, and just his youthful beauty, he could recognize, oh, this is Krishna. He actually perceived him in his forearm form. And Kalayavana saw that Krishna just walking through all his soldiers, no chariot, no weapons, no horse, nothing. Krishna he's just walking. And Kalayavana, he had some principles, so he put his weapons down and thought, I'm gonna fight him hand to hand. That's it, I'm gonna kill this Krishna, even though he's so beautiful. So he decided to chase after Kṛṣṇa. And Kṛṣṇa just moving ahead slightly more than what Kālayate could reach him. Said great mystics, great yogis cannot conquer the Lord or obtain him even with the power of their meditation at the speed of mind. But just to keep the whole pastime moving along, Kṛṣṇa moved very, very quickly, and Kālayate would run even faster, just a hand or so away, thinking, I'll get him. And Kṛṣṇa went, they call it a hill or a mountain, the cave. The whole thing is connected. When Kṛṣṇa performs some activity, many things are accomplished simultaneously. This is Kṛṣṇa's incredible power. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. He's simply by his will, everything can take place. So Kṛṣṇa went into the cave, and this Kālayate described that there are different classes of personalities. There are persons who are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. It's not by birth that by quality one can develop good qualities. And one who does not have the qualities of the higher class or even Shudras is called Malecha or Yavana. So Kālayate, he had those qualities of less than Shudra, so that's his name, Kālayate. And we were wondering how it is that after chasing Kṛṣṇa so long, how is that Kṛṣṇa already laid down pretending to be sleeping, and maybe Kālayate would just kind of leave him alone. So Kālayate was thinking, insulting Kṛṣṇa in many ways, we hear that you are a hero born in the great dynasty of Yathā. This is very embarrassing that you're not fighting, you're acting like a coward. Throwing many, many insults at Kṛṣṇa. But Kṛṣṇa, he came in for the purpose of his devotee, Muchukunda, who was a great devotee of the Lord. And Muchukunda was given a benediction because Indra and the demigods, we've seen many pictures in Srimad Bhagavatam and also other religious traditions of demigods fighting demons, and it goes on perpetually in the material world. There's always the demigods, the followers of the Supreme Lord, and there are those who are demonic who want to exploit the resources of God's Mother Nature, energy. They want to be the supreme controllers, the Supreme Lord, like Hiranyakashipu. He was acting in such an atheistic, defiant way. There is no Lord besides me. And because Muchukunda, a very powerful general, warrior, he left his kingdom, left his family, left all his palace and the various comforts of royal life, because out of duty, he was serving the demigods for many thousands of years, it says, a long time. We heard how the duration of life in different yugas, people could live 100,000 years, 10,000 years, 1,000 years. Now we can barely make it to 60, 70, or 80. But they say 100 years for Kali Yuga. Wishful thinking. So Muchukunda, he very dutifully performed his duty and worked very hard to protect the demigods. But Kartikeya, the military general, son of Lord Shiva, he was appreciating Muchukunda that you've worked so hard now, you can just take a benediction, take a blessing. We can't give you liberation because only Mukunda can do that, Kṛṣṇa, but any other blessing. He said, I'm just really tired. You ever have that experience that you're really tired? Yeah. Just want to sleep. That's all you want. Just want to sleep, nothing else. Forget everything else. And also, I don't want to be disturbed by anyone untimely. If somebody wakes me up, I get really angry. Yesterday we heard some stories. I was doing one, we had a preaching center in South Florida, and I had a few devotees there who were training for Sankirtan. And I think I abruptly woke one up, and you could see how angry they get. Try it. If you wake someone up untimely or maybe in a little bit of a rough way, they get really disturbed, really angry. So I learned by that okay, you got to gently wake people up because they could become Muchukunda. So that's what happened, that Kalayavana came there and he really wanted to fight Kṛṣṇa and just was, he saw someone, but he was bewildered by the illusory potency of the Lord, so he strongly kicked Muchukunda. And Muchukunda was looking everywhere, all disturbed. And I don't know if you've ever seen a Superman movie, but they have the eyes, they have this rays, so actually this fire came from the eyes of Muchukunda and burned him to pieces. And even they recognize that in modern television. Superman can do that. But Muchukunda was so powerful, great mystic due to his austerities and benediction of the demigods. He burnt this Kalayavana to pieces. And so he saw Kṛṣṇa, and he was asking Kṛṣṇa, you must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I mean, or some great personality. He, because of the brilliance in the cave, wherever Kṛṣṇa is, all darkness dissipates, all ignorance goes away. But before asking Kṛṣṇa, who are you? He thought, well, I better tell you who I am first, because, a person of lesser position should first reveal. He says, I come from the Īśvaro family, dynasty, same family as Lord Ramachandra, Mandapa, my father. And he explained a little bit about himself, but he was really appreciating Kṛṣṇa. And Kṛṣṇa explained that you're a great devotee, so I wanted to come and give you the benediction. You very much wanted to have my darshan, so I am here for you. And when asked by Muchukunda, who are you? He said, well, that's difficult to answer. For one to know my birth, my pastimes, my activities. You must have heard of Anantashesha, unlimited hoods, my incarnation of the Lord. He's been glorifying my appearance, my activities, my pastimes since time immemorial with unlimited mouths, and still has not come to the end of my pastimes. They said scientists may be able to estimate the amount of atomic particles on this earth, but they cannot even closely imagine the unlimited glories of the Supreme Lord. Just to give you a mental description of how vast and how wonderful Kṛṣṇa is. And Kṛṣṇa said that I'm here to annihilate the demonic and to reestablish religious principles. Matter of fact, Lord Brahma, the creator of this world, this universe, of course Kṛṣṇa empowered him. He was asking that you come, and so I took birth in the Yadu dynasty. All this is in Kṛṣṇa book, Srimad Bhagavatam, but it's always even this example of King. I'm on 11th canto. That the different discussions going on and the questions and answers, Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadev Goswami, they never become satiated. Oh, I've heard that pastime. No, they want to hear it again and again. It's very, very relishable, very satisfying. Like we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When Prabhupada was sitting in Tompkins Square Park in the Lower East Side, next to that big oak tree, playing his little bongo, and it said every time Prabhupada would chant, his chin would come forward, and he would exert the energy. You could feel the mantra, and people thought this is the most far out thing. This is because people were looking for higher experiences, higher consciousness. They were taking all kinds of drugs, LSD, marijuana, mescaline, acid they call, many things to enhance their consciousness. But when they came in chanting and dancing the holy name, they felt that this is a great experience, a wonderful experience that stay high forever. Wow. But so Krishna's pastimes are always relishable. And Muchukunda was relating to Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa said, I've come here for you, so I want to give you a benediction. Take a benediction. We'll hear more. I don't want to spoil not spoiled, it's always relishable, but he's offering a benediction to Muchukunda, and Muchukunda was explaining about this time factor, how everything is destroyed, everyone is destroyed. By the benefit or by the blessings of the demigods, Muchukunda's life was extended, but it's said here that all your wife, the queen, your sons, all your generations, your ministers, advisors, and everybody's gone. And this is the nature of time. Time, I am, destroyer of the worlds. So this universe is created, and Krishna, he glances at the material universe and invigorates or awakens all the sleeping, conditioned, living entities who've come to the material world to enjoy. Everyone wants to enjoy, isn't it? What are we going to do today? You know, what kind of enjoyment can we have today? We can go to the park, we can go to a club, so many things for enjoying. But also in the process of wanting to enjoy, as a young boy you're playing, we see how Krishna, Balīyān, all the cowherd boys, they're always having fun, playing and joking and playing all kinds of games. Even when Krishna was being chased by kālayate, it said he was smiling. Even when Arjuna was in great perplexity, he was so bewildered and so disturbed about having to fight the Kurukshetra, and Krishna just smiling. Because Krishna knows, Jivara Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. We're all eternal servants of Krishna. We've fallen from the spiritual world. Sometimes people want to present the philosophy, not even a leaf falls from Vaikuntha. We had some issues from certain people. But Prabhupada, throughout all his teachings, is explaining that we're part of Krishna, just like a gold ring, or anybody have gold earrings? I'm sure some people have gold. That little gold particle, there it is. It's same quality as the gold mine, but the gold mine is huge, unlimited. So we have the same qualities as Krishna. We're eternal. We cannot be killed or cut to pieces or burnt or dried. All this is in Bhagavad Gita, stating that that spark of life, which is animating this body, is everlasting. And it has an identity. It's not that we have to create a identity that, I wanted to learn how to love. We already, Nitya Krishna Prem, this love for Krishna is already existing. And there are different relationships. Shanta Rasa, one who's appreciating God is great. Let me worship Him, let me bow down, let me serve Him. Or Dasya Rasa is servant of the Lord. Everyone who's maturing in Krishna consciousness, they start developing the service attitude. Prabhu, how can I serve you? I sometimes said, I hope it's not a botheration. No, my pleasure. So a devotee, his characteristic of advancement is that he's developing not only respect, awe, and veneration for the Lord, but also he starts respecting devotees. He starts getting off the kanishta adhikari. Not that, I'm just a pujari, I'm serving the deities, or my service is, but other people, they're just a disturbance. I don't need to. We need to learn and understand that Krishna is in the heart of every living being. Krishna is eternal, we're eternal, and by respecting others, we're respecting Krishna. So, as one goes from dasya to sakya, friendship, imagine being Krishna's friend, playing with Krishna, go out to the forest, got your lunch bag, and just singing and dancing. And then Vatsalya, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, all the gopis, elderly gopis, they would sing and Krishna would dance. And they were all just thinking about Krishna all the time. It said that the animals in Vrindavan think of Krishna, the trees and plants and thinking of Krishna, the gopas, the gopis. everyone is simply thinking of Krishna and crying. So the mood of Vrindavan, the whole bewilderment, how Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. It says he left Vrindavan. But that bhava, that intensity becomes amplified. The idea that Krishna would be gone is that Krishna is present by their feeling of separation from Krishna. Krishna is even more present to them by the feeling of separation. From a material point of view, it might be hard to understand, oh, Krishna's not there. He is there, and he reciprocates. So Mother Yashoda, obviously this is all Nitya Lila. These are pastimes of the Supreme Lord. He doesn't have to come to the material world, but he incarnates many, many times, millennium after millennium. And he's in various species of life. Imagine you have a choice. You go to a store, candy store. You got so many varieties, and you think sour, sweet, sour, hot, blah blah. So you can have unlimited experiences, like vultures and eagles. They can see for miles. A bear can sleep for long, long periods of time. Pigeons are doing enjoying themselves unlimitedly. And horses, they can run with great speed. So there are many types of pleasures and sufferings available in this world, and many, many varieties of life. You could be a mosquito and, stab people and suck their blood, or become a lion or tiger and pounce upon somebody and eat flesh. So we may think, oh, these are just made-up stories. But think, why would there be so much variety? Snakes, insects, aquatics, birds, And whenever that spirit soul is missing, whether it's from a tree, a blade of grass, or a big beast, and people are interested in having relationships with one another. But if that beautiful woman is dead, who's interested? Or if that man is dead, it's like, it's a dead body. It feels kind of strange. I'm no longer interested. What we're attracted to is the spirit soul, the eternal spirit soul. And that spirit soul is bewildered and encumbered. And once we go into cycle of samsara, birth and death, from higher planet to lower planet, what is it? Brahmanda Brahmite Kona bhagavān Jeev Guru Kṛṣṇa Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. So Krishna is given mercy by sending his pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, for us, said by Guru Kṛṣṇa Prasade. He's given us the seed of devotion, an opportunity. Human life is characterized and distinguished separate from animal life by a big brain, by the ability to question, who am I? Why am I forced to suffer repeatedly in this world, changing body after body? So here we are in the human form of life. We're fortunate to be able to hear about Krishna early in the morning, every morning, Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya, by hearing Krishna, by seeing the deities, chanting the holy name, although we don't have good qualities. We think, we come from Malecha families, Yavanas, low birth. But it doesn't depend on one could be a dog eater. One can actually develop all the good qualities of Krishna and the demigods. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana savar. These qualities are inherent, are naturally there for every living being, but they're covered over because of our karma and our desires to enjoy in this world. Although there's no everlasting enjoyment, it's only a flickering reflection of enjoyment in the material world. So in order to enjoy, after you grow up, go to school, so man is attracted to woman, woman is attracted to man, thinking that if I have to, in order to have this meaningful relationship, I have to work. I have to work hard. Because why? There'll be children, they'll need clothes, they'll need medication, they'll need a nice home, nice car. Each one will need a nice computer so all day long they can play their video games and do nothing else. Even when you go into the room and say hello, they won't recognize you because they're playing their video games. No, it's a real drug. The material world is very addictive. It very much absorbs our mind and looking for happiness, looking for enjoyment. They give the example, in the village there's many wells, and sometimes they're unattended, and so the grass grows over them. So an animal unknowingly may walk and fall into that well, just eating a little bit of grass, and there's nobody around to help. They're just stuck in the well. They call it maituni agara. They call that attachment to materialistic family life is like the dark well. It's very dark, slippery, and no one's around to help, except for the guru. He's very merciful to help pull us out of the entanglement. But that whole hard work is centered around me, my family, my children, my possessions, my bank balance, my social friends and community. I want people to know I'm successful, how much I've gained, how intelligent I am, and look at my Ferrari. I'm driving a Ferrari now, So all these things are there, and Kṛṣṇa, he provides so much facility within this world, but ultimately human life is an opportunity to go back home, back to the spiritual world, because every living creature is looking for happiness, whether food, even they say if the ant is crawling, you put your hand in front of the ant, it'll go around this way, go that way. Nobody likes to be stopped from their pursuit of happiness through enjoyment of this world. So this is what blessing we're given. Here we are, 2024 now, yeah, moving along. Time is moving along. And we can't even imagine, sometimes there's articles that scientists have found human skulls from millions of years ago. Now we have to think the whole thing over again, this whole idea of Darwin's evolutionary theory that we come from monkeys. Maybe they come from monkeys, but the human existence in the time period of Lord Brahma's one day, what to speak of his lifetime, the duration of a universal creation, all the activity going on, and then dissolution, and then back into the body of Brahma, back into Mahavishnu, and then created again. This is a long, long time element according to our understanding. But when you sleep, you wake up, you think, I just went to sleep, and here I am awake already. So you can be sleeping for millions and billions of years. What does it matter? But when you awaken, now we have an opportunity. Jeev Jago, Gauda Chandra Bole. So the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, all the associates of the Supreme Lord, they've come in this Kali Yuga, Kṛṣṇa Varnam Tvishak Krishnam Sango Pangastra Barshadam Jagnai Sankirtan Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasaha. That one who's intelligent, he'll worship Kṛṣṇa, not the blackish Kṛṣṇa, but the golden colored Kṛṣṇa, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Same person. Like, maybe earlier I had a black jacket, now a different color jacket, or, different coverings. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Kṛṣṇa himself. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahe Anya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of Radha, Srimati Radharani, and Kṛṣṇa combined. Just see the potency of the Lord. He's unlimitedly potent, and He's guiding since time immemorial for those who want to come home. If a person forgets his family, he forgets his home, he's loitering, wandering on the street, suffering, and some friend of the family says, "Oh, Dharmatma, what are you doing here? Come back home." Kṛṣṇa is calling us, but of course, it's a voluntary choice. We're being driven and pushed by our karma, and time, but still we have the freedom to make the choices. We can still make choices, even though due to our karma we take birth in a certain family, we have certain features, we have certain abilities and disabilities, and maybe inclinations, proclivities, where some people are more inclined this way or that way. But all these are temporary. Now that Srila Prabhupada came, bringing the message of Guru Parampara, bringing the medicine, Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, kālo nasteva, 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 gatiranyata. Only by chanting the holy name, only by chanting the holy name, only by chanting the holy name. There is no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. So all religion, all scriptures teach that the name of the Lord is sacred. From the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, one should be calling out the name of the Lord. So we may not be philosophically that capable or trying to understand the different modes of nature, the different elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, the qualities that they have, and mind, intelligence, and false ego, rajagun, tamagun, sattva-guna, all mixed together with a philosophical understanding. Maybe a very difficult thing for our tiny little brains, because we're really not that brilliant. But on the spiritual platform, we're Sat Chit Ananda, eternal, full of bliss and full of knowledge. So we have that capacity. And how to polish that jewel, that diamond, how to polish the diamond? What is the best method? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. How do we always remember Krishna? By chanting? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then time cannot destroy us. Time is on our side, because the time is coming when we can actually go back home, back to the spiritual world. You may think, oh, I have so much luggage, bad luggage. Yes, we'll learn how to get rid of that. We'll learn how to give up all of the attachments. After some time, by keep chanting the Lord's name in the association of devotees, regulation, we have to follow the regulations, rules and regulations, but also it's a program which is custom made by the great Acharya Srila Prabhupada. And it's not just because Prabhupada thought it'd be a good idea that everyone rise early in the morning during Brahma Muhurta, stay clean, bathe, chant the Mahamantra, come and sing for the deities, sing in appreciation, offer obeisances to the Vaishnavas, worship Tulsi Devi, chant the holy name together, glorify the spiritual master, kirtan together, bhagavatam, more kirtan, prasadam. These are all very powerful tools, but it's our routine. We have to follow the routine. And with discipline, I remember when I first started taking drum lessons, they call them rudiments, 26 rudiments, the paradiddles, the triplets, this, that, and everything. So every day you're practicing and you're trying, although it may seem mechanical at first, you're trying to read the music and see how to separate the left foot from the right foot and the hands and make it all come together so it sounds pleasing and you're not disturbing everybody with your beating. And then after some time, even though it may be very complex, it's just spontaneously flowing. So although this Vaidhi Bhakti, following rules and regulations, rising early in the morning, chanting prescribed mantras, and refraining from things we're not supposed to do and do the things we are supposed to do, it may seem a little bit mechanical and or just like a routine. But this Raganuga, this spontaneous love, automatically develops because it's already inherent within everyone. But not that we artificially jump and think, oh, maybe if I just live in the bank of Radhakunda, I'll become Raganuga immediately. I could wear a new kind of dhoti, just a little lungi, and I'm good to go. But the mind is so disturbing, very difficult to control the restless mind. And the senses are always looking for satisfaction and gratification. So if one continually chants the Lord's holy name together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, praying to Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Lord Ram, the Supreme Lord, praying that I've fallen into this world of suffering. Please pick me up from this birth and death and engage me as your servant. Go back home. And Krishna can make all those arrangements. Krishna's given us this beautiful Krishna Balīyān Mandir, and the deities are extremely beautiful. Devotees are all enthusiastic to serve, and we give out how much prasad every day? 20, that prasadam, planting seeds. Prabhupada wanted prasadam to be distributed to the pilgrims and guests, so every day with 20, 30,000 bowls of khichdi going out. And when devotees come here, they can take full meals in our Krishna Balaram hall. So this is Krishna coming in the form of the pure devotee, and we all have a wonderful opportunity. We should not miss this grand opportunity of serving to some capacity. Even if one is sweeping the temple, Krishna is appreciating. If one is thinking, I'm distributing books, he remembers Krishna. If one is cleaning the deity's paraphernalia, I'm remembering Krishna. One is chanting the holy name and just appreciating the beauty of the Krishna. That's all devotional service, and it's all very much to one's credit. There's no loss, no diminution, and the more and more we do devotional service, our devotional bank account is increasing more and more. So we have a few minutes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Anyone have a question, comment, or complaint? I guess it's okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, you are explaining that sometimes we are doing something else. We come to the temple, we follow all the rules and regulations, but still sometimes we are diverted here and there. Why this comes in our minds?
Not sometimes, all the time we're distracted and doing here and there. This is the flickering nature. Arjuna was complaining that the mind more difficult to control than the raging wind. I was in Florida for many years. We used to get hurricanes, and very, very powerful wind. And it's not possible to control the mind. But Krishna says, by practice, constant practice and detachment, that although you see yourself getting distracted, but now, because you're in the midst of devotees, and sometimes we're reminded and we have an opportunity to participate in the devotional activities, we'll become more mindful to keep an eye on the mind. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta says, before taking rest, you're beating the mind. When you get up in the morning, you're beating the mind. The mind is thinking of nonsense. But if the mind is appreciating the devotional activities and qualities, then gradually the nonsense activities will dissipate. It's like the cloud, the fog. When the sun comes out, the fog dissipates and the clouds disperse and sunshine comes through. You can see relief from the cloud. Other question, comment? Oh, Kripanidhi Prabhu.
Swami is he's saying that the Lord is like a herdsman moving animals along, so he moves mortal creatures as his pastimes. But my question is, don't we have free will? So if we're just cattle being moved by the Lord, where does our free will come into play? Choose to be independent of the Lord or what?
It's like Krīḍan Maharaj gives the example that you purchase an airline ticket and you're going from Mayapur to Vrindavan, say, for example. Now, once you're on the airplane, you're going in that direction, but now you have choices. You can either, sit and read, or you can eat or not eat, or you can walk up and down the aisle. There's still freedom of choice. And sometimes a herd of animals, there's some good, really expert dogs that keep like the sheep, and one starts wandering off, and the dog chases them, and they all get back in line, and they all follow through. So while they're moving along, being herded by the herdsman, you can either eat grass, drink water, or maybe try to stray off, and then you get chastised. So we've pretty much made our bed, and we have to sleep in it. So the karmana daivana trena, we're forced to take birth in this body with a particular mother and father, and a certain amount of senses and different things that which make up the body. But while we're fulfilling our karmic destiny and the herdsman is herding us, we can actually either hear or not hear. We can continue with the karma. Not that Krishna is forcing us, but he's herding us along because of our desires. We all desired. That's why we have this body, and that's why we're at the point we're at, whether we're a demigod, a high demigod, or a sub-demigod, or an animal. Everybody is destined according to their activities and desires. But in the human form of life, we have a choice. We can choose either to continue in the direction of karma or get freed, rise above the modes of nature. He's telling Arjuna, come above the modes of nature. And he's giving the tools, the process, how to get freed of the forced herding. Not that Krishna's forcibly herding, but he's herding all living beings, because nothing moves without Krishna's will. And Krishna's allowing us. You want that body? Here it is. You want to do that? Go ahead. But I advise you, sarva dharma parityaja mamekang sharanang vraja ahang tvang sarapapyavyo mokshayashyami masuchaha. I'll protect you. I'll save you from all that. Just surrender to me. So in one sense, achintya beta beta tattva. We're being herded, but we have a choice. Any last? Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It was a very wonderful class. As you mentioned the devotional service, so if you do something, like you give your best, but something goes wrong, because we are not perfect anyway. So then somebody says something and it's really hurtful, because we are not at that level that, okay, somebody's saying anything, okay, we are doing devotional service. We don't care really, we are doing it for Krishna. So if somebody says something and you really feel hurtful, so I sometimes think, oh, why am I like this? And that really stays in my mind, and I overthink, and then it's really difficult for me to survive. So how to deal with that? Is there any?
Yes, welcome to the material world. Lord Chaitanya is teaching us the famous verse, Trinata Pisa Nichina Tarora Pisa Ishnuna Amanina Amanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari, that humbler than the blade of grass. People are trampling on the grass all the time and just, okay, more tolerant than the tree. It's cold, windy, rainy, but still giving shade and shelter to others, and ready to offer all respect to others. That's a hard one. You think, how can I offer respect to everybody? I don't really like everybody. Sometimes my wife says, there's no humans that's good. Animals are okay, but humans are no good. I mean, it's true. You see the behavior of people who are envious, jealous, vindictive, and looking for faults, and not expectation of any recognition or appreciation in return. So sometimes when someone, I know, especially being in a position of so-called authority, people say, oh, guy's useless, you should give it up and let somebody else do it. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. But, it's like naturally one will feel hurt if unappreciated or ridiculed or belittled, as they say, or made, somebody makes a mockery of our attempts for service. We feel bad that, oh, I'm sorry that they don't appreciate it. But these are all lessons in humility and lessons to see how can I come to that state of mind where I can actually appreciate all others without expectation in return, and how to become more humble and more tolerant. So they're helping you to become more humble and tolerant, so you see them as your well-wisher. I think there's one story of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati that somebody finally died, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta starts, oh, we should remember and say something good, but Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he was so against you or so cruel. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was appreciating that, yes, this person was a friend to keep me, because when somebody's always, oh, you're so good, you have such a nice, oh, you're such a beautiful smile, and the way you sing is incredible, Prabhu. You think, oh, okay, I like this person already, But if someone says, man, you can't keep beat, you're out of tune, and you're, and whatever you're doing, you're pretty bad at it, and you think, okay. So, in one sense, we should see that we don't have any good qualities. We're very much rotten for leaving the spiritual world and trying to become enjoyers in this material. We're like criminals, What else can you tell a criminal? You're a criminal. And maybe you may feel offended by it, but we're criminals because we left the spiritual world. We're here in this material world. But now we're back in the spiritual world here, and this is Goloka Vrindavan, non-different. So don't take it too hard, and just see it as an opportunity to strengthen your own, conviction that I'm a servant, and everything's for Krishna's pleasure. Sometimes you go on Sankirtan and you feel disappointed, and people think, what a loser, didn't make anything, or didn't sell any books. Yeah. But try, then you make more endeavor. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.